Okay, so we're getting to the point where I can show you how this was made. And since we already cut the mask and we saw that in the previous chapter, let's go right to this point, which I believe is one of the most interesting ones. Okay, so we'll transfer this mask again. This is only like a guide to line up what I'm going to be painting later. I call this like a reverse masking. So I don't really need to use, in this case, a transfer tape, but I will use it just as a purpose to show you how this works. First, I'm gonna with this area here. These are all like guides that will help me to place the mask later on this tail. What I like to do is usually to lift a bit of the area that I will be lifting with the transfer tape. Just put it here, rub that, and then just start lifting like that. It's kind of hard to do this with the camera. Okay, like that. Okay, now the problem that I might face here is that if I didn't detach this thing enough, since Oramask is not really, doesn't really have a good grip like other vinyl, it might be difficult to later remove it from the transfer tape. So I could have done that manually. So, okay. This will be all like guides. That's why I left this hole in here so I can guide. The decal has that. Okay, let me do it and come back. Okay, so I got some help here because the mask have these special cuts for the antennas. Okay, so trying to place this in the correct area, and then what I will do is lift the transfer tape and try to leave the mask there like that. You see, it's already lifting the mask. It's because the Oramask has really low tack. Again, I could have done this by hand, but I'm just doing this to show you how this works. Okay. Remember that the area that I will be painting is actually the area that I'm covering. Let me show you a picture of the tail. So you see here, I cover the area that will be painting. I will come back again. This is just like to line up the mask that I will be placing here. So I have already covered both sides with the mask. So now we'll continue with this part of the tail. You might need to make some adjustments and do it by hand. Okay, this is the part of the tail. I will make a cut here with the scalpel because when I place this mask, if I don't make this cut, it will be impossible to do what I want to do. So let's do it and I will come back in a minute. Okay, I am like again, this is just like to line up this mask that will be used later. So let me lift this. I usually don't do this this way, but in order for you to show it what I'm going to do. Remember what I told you that I was going to cut? Well, that's what I did here. Okay, so let's place it on the wing. Okay, this is why it's so important in my case to place this mask to line up, because now I can place it this one here to know exactly where we place, because I have the other mask as a guide. So I place this mask. Remember again, I have to cover this area here because this will be painted red. Okay, so now let's go with the other side. Okay, so both sides are already masked. And now let's place this other mask here so I can lift the other sections. Okay, this mask here, this area will be painted red, okay? So this part here is the one that I need to mask because it will be white. But I will need to use my scalpel to cut a line here and to cut another one here. I could have done that with the Cameo and the Design Studio, but actually I found it's a lot easier for little cuts like that just to do it by hand. So look at the importance of that mask to line the rest up, because now I have to go very careful and still kind of having a hard time to find exactly where it goes. Okay, so I will do it. Let me stop the camera for a bit because it's easier to do it without it. So there it is. Not perfect, but I mean, it doesn't have to be. I will be adjusting that anyway later, but at least it gives you an idea. This mask to be without doing this, if I don't do this, it would have been really difficult to mask this part here, really difficult. So both sides done. Okay, now let's go with this part, which could be a little bit more difficult. So this mask has to be placed over here. Okay, so let's do that now. Okay, let me show you something. This part and this part were cut from the same area, at the same time. Why does this doesn't fit exactly in the same position? Well, because since I didn't use the transfer tape, which could have helped me to maintain the shape, exact shape, well, that's why you get these issues that are not really that important. By the time I leave this one, you guys won't tell, 1 millimeter or less that is not, it doesn't follow the other mask. But that's why the transfer tape is important, because even though you think you are placing it, exactly the same shape, you are not. That is especially true with the circles, insignias. You have to use the transfer tape. Although I did manage to fix it, this is usually an area of concern. I don't know what's going to happen there. Maybe some paint on the run or whatever, but it looks pretty good. So this is the other side. Let's see if I can do it here with the camera on. Yeah, good. So that's the way I've been doing the whole Thunderbird. Everything I've been doing this way. Okay, everything you see there has been done the way I just showed you. Okay, so everything is covered, and I now will proceed to leave the mask that I used to line up the rest. If you see this is not perfect, but when you paint it, no one will be able to tell if it was not lined up perfectly. Okay, so we'll start unmasking this here. There, good. The other side. There. And now the part of the tail here. This I might have to come back and, I'm not happy. It's too, I'm not happy with this area here. I need to see what the hell I'm gonna do there. There. There you go. This is the other part. Oops, you see how I lifted there because it wasn't perfect. But who is gonna tell? No one. Only again, you could see no one's gonna be able to tell that. Now I come with this burnishing tool, and that's it. I mean, I think it looks pretty good. There you go. Let me show you what it looks like on the decal. Okay, that's the tail, and this is the mask. Nice. And then the stars, I cannot add these stars, of course, yet until I paint the red area. And the good thing about this kit is that I can paint everything without installing it on the kit. Okay. One more thing, usually these parts are very problematic. No matter what I do, how far away I shoot the paint, how much I burnish this, man, the paint finds always a way to get in there. I just, I don't know. I've been fixing this thing from the beginning. And there you have it. And there you have it. Ready to be painted now. I still have to do the other one. So, double whammy. Okay.